In Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, there are injured Americans on the streets. But their injuries are just made up, in other words, staged. It's part of a 2-week training exercise for 300 Congolese Army medical personnel, codenamed Medflag 10, and overseen by AFRICOM, the U.S. military command covering Africa.
For the Congolese, it's a chance to learn some new techniques.
The need for training is clear. A study by the aid group Oxfam found that soldiers and police commit 2/3 of the rapes in Congo. The Americans hope to begin turning around the Army by providing a positive example.
But the real objective there is to help or sustain and support the government of the Congo so that it can do things like better protect its civilian population and provide greater security and stability here.
It's a tough job. Primitive conditions and a lack of modern equipment are two challenges. Language is another.
The most difficult portion is the language barrier. When we use the interpreters, they interpret in French, and a lot of the Congolese soldiers are speaking Lingala, so then it gets interpreted a second time. So the time factor when you're teaching these soldiers is extended greatly due to interpretation and then a second interpretation.
What's more, many Congolese soldiers are former rebels who were invited to join the Army as part of a peace deal. Marcel Stossel is Congo director for Oxfam International.
It's very difficult to reform the Congolese army because it's a collection of armed groups that have been integrated, so it's not an army that has been constructed from scratch.
As a final exam, the Americans require the newly trained Congolese troops to interact with civilians at a free health clinic in Kinshasa. American and Congolese doctors, dentists, and medics work side by side, treating around 2,000 patients over several days.
Well, the biggest thing we can help is medications, actually. They're really kind of short on medications, so we bring a lot of medications to the table, as well as some of our educational pieces. We had some time with the Congolese prior to this, so we traded treatment methods and ideas to help fine-tune their therapy plan, and they reciprocated with theirs as well.
At the same time, another U.S. Army team is wrapping up a year of training another Congolese unit in the nearby city of Kisangani.
The United States has determined that we want to be more involved in Africa, and this is simply the military part of that increased engagement.
The two training efforts are just the beginning of America's growing involvement in Congo's army reform. David Axe for VOA News, Kinshasa.